Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 222. Today is May. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and Buy and Sell DVC.com.
And today is May 7th, 2025. So your 11th month window is going to be April 7th, 2026 here in Orlando. That's 407 day. And then the 7th month window is going to be December 7th, 2025. And we're going to start right in on the buy and sell side of things. Now, this is, again, we are episode 222. I don't think I've discussed anything with Florida, Orlando real estate in probably 100 episodes. So I'm just going to touch on it here real quick.
Sure.
And one of the things I'm going to mention is in 2024, nearly 511,000 people left Florida for another state, marking the largest outflow of residents ever, while 637,000 people moved to Florida from other states. So yes, this is one of the states, I believe it's in the top 3 states of where people are moving to at all times, but this is also a state where there's a large number of people that leave for different reasons. And some of the reasons that people are leaving is the high housing costs. Like home prices have really shot up since 2020, and you have insurance premiums have shot up. So, people that were paying, maybe only $1,800 for their insurance premium, 6 years ago, now they're paying upwards of $6,000 to $8,000, or they have to get a new roof. And the new roof now, instead of costing, $8,000, now costs $21,000. And I just want to touch on this because if you're thinking about moving to Florida, what I want to say is you really want to do your research before you make the move, because you want to pick the right area. Really, I would say that I've been here since December of 97. You've been here since 2015 or?
16.
16. So, for me, I don't know about the traffic has really increased, especially since 2018. I don't know if you feel it on your end, or if it's basically stayed the same.
I haven't felt the traffic increase really around here, but a lot of times when I go to leave, or if I need to hop on I-4, there's a good amount of traffic. There's traffic out there. So I feel the traffic definitely has probably gone up a bit.
And I'm just going to, I will tell you this, I had to do something at Bank of America with a very nice lady. She'd worked for Bank of America for 31 years. And I will tell you what I had to do, it took probably about 6 hours, and I was not there the whole 6 hours. I was only there for 10 minutes in the beginning and 2 hours at the end. But through discussions with her, I'm just going to give you an example. She lived in Connecticut for the longest time, and then she works with Bank of America for 31 years. She transferred. Her and her family they were on the border of North Carolina, South Carolina. They loved it there. They just, the people. So the people there, they all they the same sports teams, cared about the same teams. You have the sense of community. And then her sister moved here. And then she decided to move. Her husband talked to her into moving here because her sister lived over on the Space Coast. She said, we should move close to her. I know it's a great place. So I know she lives in I can't think of what it's called, but I know where it is in relation to where she works. And I was like, what was the drive like? How are you handling your drive, right?
You drive.
No, she doesn't live. Her sister lives on the Space Coast. She lives in, I can't think of what the development's called, but it's in Orlando. Okay. But so she said the first night that she drove home from Bank of America, she cried because it was an hour and 15 minutes to get home, and she was like, I can't do this, And then her husband, got her into podcasts and different things. But she said she's probably not going to last too long here. She's probably going to move back. She's going to either move closer to her sister on the Space Coast and transfer over there, or move back to South Carolina or North Carolina. So the point is, what I'm saying is, if you move here, you want to make sure that you don't try and go. You can't go too far. Like I saw somebody said in some group I was in, someone said, if I live in Lakeland, is it an easy drive to go from Lakeland to Orlando? And then somebody commented, they're like, I wouldn't even drive from Orlando to Orlando. So you want to make sure you get in the right place because, I mean, but again, if you're from a place where you're already spending 2 hours a day in traffic, maybe it's normal. But I mean, you can go short distance in Orlando and be an hour in traffic. And home prices, you know, they're not really going down at the moment. They seem to be staying stable or going up because people from other places are still moving here. It's still a popular place. And of course, if you're coming from New York or New Jersey and you're selling a home that's, you know, really going up in value, then, you know, you think the prices here in Florida are still low. So you're selling and you're buying. And then you have a lot of people from like Brazil that are coming here, and also people from Miami. Once they start their family, a lot of those people end up moving to Orlando because they just think it's better, more for the kids. So, you know, this is one of those states. And then the report also showed that people ages 20 to 29 are leaving the state more than any other age group.
Really?
And really, I mean, you know, with the apartment prices and, you know, the wages, I don't think are the best for kids that age. You know, they can go somewhere else, make more money, pay less in rent, build their career up, and maybe they end up moving back. So I just thought I'd touch on that. If people are still, I mean, again, there's still lots of great places to live in Florida, but you probably want to make sure. And then, I mean, and to me, like if knowing what I know now, if I could buy the perfect house, I would buy a 1-story house. I would buy a 3-car garage. I would buy a house that has a metal roof on it and the metal roof has only been on the house within the last 5 years. And I would buy a house with no pool, just because I feel like it's easier. You're going to have a lower, you know, overall maintenance cost for the year. You can spend your money for other fun stuff outside of that. But now we'll move on to the food review of the week. I don't know what Scott thinks about that.
I disagree with everything he says.
Say,
no, that's fine. No, that's fine. No pool. You need a pool. I like the pool.
No, I would tell you this. I liked the pool when my kids were young. Now that my kids are older, I definitely, and especially when my kids graduate high school, I no longer want a pool. Yeah. So because
we don't take advantage of the pool as much as we probably should.
Yeah, exactly.
Pool too, and it's yeah. I like the pool though, but yeah, the single story. My next place will probably be single story, just because as you get older, I don't want to be going upstairs. Or it's got single story where it's got to have a little elevator or something in there. I won't be doing all those stairs.
And now we're on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So we are back at Epcot, but we're not doing anything flower and garden today. We are taking a stroll over to Norway and going to the Kringla Bakery to try something new that my wife had seen online recently. It's pronounced, and I verified with the woman who worked there, the Verdens Beste Kake. So it looks like Verdens Beste Kake, K-A-K-E, like cake, but it's pronounced Verdens Beste Kake. It's vanilla cake with custard and almond meringue topping for $4.89. This was another really great value for the money. It has a thick layer of custard inside. Vanilla cake was a great consistency, and I really enjoyed the almond topping on it. Again, this is not part of Flower and Garden Festival, but I believe it is a newer item. I could be wrong. We hadn't seen it previously, but I would definitely get this again. And overall, we gave it an 8.7. So very, very good item. $4.87 for something at Disney. Good deal.
And now we're on to DVC-Rental side of things.
So I talked about this, I teased about this a couple episodes ago, but some new exciting news for DVC-Rental. While never offered before, we can now book Universal resorts and tickets. So it's great for our customers, as well as offer a Universal Studios swap program for our DVC members who can rent out their points. And if they're not going to use them this year, they can take that money. We could book them a Universal package. So a 1099 is not needed. It's a great time to book with the new Epic Universe coming out. You can stay at the brand new Helios Grand Hotel opening on May 22nd. We could do current bookings for the Stella Nova, these are the hotels at Universal, Stella Nova, the Terra Luna, and Helios, they're all opening with Epic Universe as well. Existing hotels are the Lowe's Portofino Bay, Lowe's Sapphire Falls, Cabana Bay Beach Resort, Endless Summer, Hard Rock Hotel, Lowe's Royal Pacific, and the Adventura Hotel. Now, Epic Universe, actually, I believe Helios is also going to be part of Lowe's as well, but they don't include, it's part of the Lowe's family, but I guess they're not including it in the name of the hotel. So some cool stuff coming through from your friends at DVC-Rental, as well as adding on all of those cruise lines I mentioned last time. Pretty much any cruise line out there we could book for you. We are now expanding into Universal Studios. So,
Exciting.
Yep. And again, Universal Studios swap program, kind of like our cruise program. If you're a DVC member, rent out those points, take that money, and we'll apply it to a Universal vacation for you. And again, everything I've seen, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of videos online recently, but Epic Universe, and it looks absolutely amazing.
And are we a little surprised that Universal has never come out with a type of vacation ownership program?
I find they had a couple. I haven't been to Universal in probably a couple years, and last time I was there, I think that they buy when you get towards like the Jurassic Park area, they had like a blue-green team there or something.
Oh, really?
Selling something, or it was blue-green like Hilton, but it was not Universal, but it was some like outside vacation club company that was selling something, but it was not Universal related. But they were pushing timeshares, and it was your typical timeshare pushing people who are a lot more aggressive and yelling at you as you were trying to go past. But again, maybe that's gone. I don't know. That was several years ago. But yeah, I'm surprised Universal has not come up with their own timeshare.
I'm surprised too. I mean,
considering how well DVC has done, you would think Universal would
and
follow.
how big it is at this point.
Yeah, you'd think they'd follow suit.
All right. Well, that's a great episode, and we'll see you back next week. It should be an interesting episode next week.
Yeah, I think that we got. There's gonna be a lot of talking with Jason and lots of learning things. So stay tuned to next week, and thanks for watching.
See you next week.